Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title in today's video, we're here to talk about how jokingly iSo takes skill in nBa2K20. Now as you can see by the spelling in the title, it's more meant to be sarcastic. I don't know who's going to catch the reference to the SpongeBob meme, but y'all get the deal. For those who did, I'm sure you enjoy it. So anyway, if y'all enjoyed the vid, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try this one to 500 likes in the first 24 hours. But anyway, we're going to get straight into the video. As y'all can see, we're playing a playmaking shot creator and a two-way finisher, legend on the playmaking shot creator and elite 3 on the two-way finisher, and then me and Kitchen are coming out here with the 3-point playmaker and the finisher build. Now, a lot of y'all may see that Kitchen has lock takeover and you'd be like, oh, you're running 2 locks, you got a finisher, and then like the 3-point playmaker. Here's what it is, y'all. This build that he has is 6'5" and it has lock takeover, yes, but it has 10 defensive badges with gold badges at best. So if you wanna call that a lock, go for it. But anyway, as you can see by the title, and one thing I really want to have you guys pay mind to is this play right here. I apologize for getting into the breakdowns as soon as we get into the game, but you're gonna need to see this for like the future of this gameplay right here. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the vid. Let's get straight into it. So what we did right here, right? They switched the matchup, boom, off rip like that. Now what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna early slip in case of a pre-rotation, and I call it pre-switch, basically between the two, where I kind of assumed that the lock in the tux was gonna drop down, and then the playmaking shot creator was gonna come up, and that's what he did. Unfortunately, late pass, and then kind of they didn't exactly do what I was anticipating, so we didn't get the best situation off. So anyway, you guys are going to see some of that stuff moving forward with the pick and roll that me and Kitchen run. And like I said, if you want to consider him a lock, go for it. But all I can say is I'm just here to talk about how I believe that in 2K20, pick and roll takes a whole lot more skill than iSo personally. And you're going to see, keep track of those whites this dude was hitting too. That's all I can say. But anyway, like I said, we're here to just talk about how I do believe that pick and roll takes a lot more skill than iSo. If you want to say pick and pop takes more skill than iSo, I don't know. I guess you could possibly make that case, but that's kind of more up for debate. But the reason I say this is because it is true. Me not being able to shoot definitely clogs things up in the paint. At the end of the day, in nBa2K20, paint takes are the most efficient thing, especially on the 2v2 court. So even if you're a playmaking shot creator like this, a wide open paint is a very easy thing to deal with. And the fact that you can have somebody cut from the corner like they just did right there, but y'all get the deal. Anyway, shoots the fader right there, misses, Kitchen gets the rebound, and then we're bringing it back out. So we're back to the pick and roll. Now again, you could call Kitchen a lockdown if you want to, I suppose, but nobody really runs like 6'5" lockdown pick and roll. Like you can't just hop out here on a two-way sharp 6'5", run pick and roll still and be efficient with it. And honestly, for my liking, his 3-point playmaker is a little bit tougher to work this anyway, but you kind of have to do what you got to do on twos. For instance, the reason that he has to be on this build on 2v2 is because of iSo. It's the fact that, if say his build can't really guard the ball handlers all that great, I'll put it like that, because he just doesn't have like the speed, lateral quickness, versatility on defense with like the badges and stuff. So that's not the plan in the first place. The plan is for me to guard ball against iSo, because I am a taller lockdown that has good speed and vert and physical attributes and all that stuff. So my defense is a lot better, yes, but the fact that I have to be an inside big, quote unquote, to have these defensive ratings on top of that, it's just it can be a lot to handle for your point guard in a situation where you can see it takes so much more communication, chemistry, IQ. I would even say stick skill as well, because you still have to get open against this guy is, like I said, a legend playmaking shot creator, which yes, he has low defensive badges, but because he's a legend, he doesn't actually. And then his perimeter defense is good and all that, and it doesn't matter if he has low interior defense, because as long as he stays on Kitchen, he doesn't have to deal with that problem. Now, can you just go out here and say, yes, like me and Kitchen aren't really out here on the best lineup? I suppose. Obviously, 2's meta is always going to be iSo in 2K20. One thing that I really wish that this game would do, though, and I'm going to just go out here and throw this out. And again, you see another white. He misses that one. And I want to pay full respect to my opponent. Obviously, I'm not trying to, diminish anybody's name and, talk down on anybody in this video. So don't think that's the case. But anyway, nice chase down block right there. The thing that I really want to talk about in this vid is kind of talk about what it takes to run pick and roll as well, and then we'll kind of transition to the iSo stuff more toward the end as well. But anyway, to talk about pick and roll, this is one thing I really want to talk about, and just from my own perspective and my own kind of integrity, right? This year, slashers have become really meta, and I'm going to just say boom, I'm not going to say slashers, but slashing. So you're going to see a lot of two-way slashing playmakers who don't even have any blue in their pie chart, just constantly rim run, and then they still shoot wide open threes if they're there, and you can do everything, right? Or you even have the paint mashing slashers, sometimes I even do myself, where I'm just catching flashy passes, running in the paint, finding my angles and ways to get to the hoop. The reason that I'm not worried about next year when slashers may get nerfed is the fact that if slashing is worse in this game, it makes pick and roll and like team chemistry like basketball. And you see right there, I thought that was a perfect time to go for a steal, and right here too, but he gets the crab off on me, makes the white again. But anyway, the reason I'm not worried about slashers getting nerfed next year is because I fit in my role in the first place, and a lot of y'all probably don't even know about this fully if you've been with the channel recently, like I'm talking this last month or so. Another white. And I'm sorry, I keep getting sidetracked, but anyway, my whole point is I'm not worried about slashers getting nerfed because me as an inside big, if slashing gets nerfed in this game where you don't have two-way slashing playmakers or playmaking shot creators like this who can just ISO, take it to the hoop like that really consistently, if slashing gets nerfed, that makes like inside pick and roll big men more useful as well, because slashing point guards are diminished at that point. And at that point, you know, you have more outside PGs as the meta. I just hope 2K20 executes on making outside point guards effective again in this game. Now, as I say that, like I said, we're playing against this playmaking shot creator right here, and he's actually like kind of, you know, doing pretty good at scoring in this sense. But I think one thing that needs to be addressed too, if we're talking about fixing ISO, is I feel like you really need to have a really good three-pointer to be able to shoot well in this game. Like the fact that this dude is making these whites and stuff like that too, it's understandable. He's a playmaking shot creator. He has around 90 three-pointer and, you know, 30-ish shooting badges as well because he's a legend. So it is understandable, I suppose, that if anybody were to shoot well on the whites, it would be him. But anyway, again, one thing I want to talk about is just if you diminish the ability to hit with a low three-pointer in this game, then it would make it so, you know, you would have weaker defensive teammates. Like, for instance, his teammate right here is either a pure lock or a play lock. I'm pretty sure it's a play lock because he was still moving pretty quickly. But you wouldn't be able to have somebody in your corner like a play lock and just, you know, expect him to be a consistent and, you know, really reliable shooter in your corner. And it would maybe require you to run with like a pure stretch or something like that too, which would make your defense really weak. And that's how 2K21 should be, in my opinion. If you want to have a good, like, rebounding, good defending big on the backside, I just feel like he should have to deal with shooting inconsistencies. These rim sharps being able to shoot like 85% or 90% if they're like shooting at a good rate and they are skilled is kind of crazy to me. And I feel like you should be able to do that in this game, but you should have to have a pure stretch or something like that to make that happen. I just don't understand. I mean, there's no point in having any like JJ Redick, Kyle Korver type dudes, you know what I mean? Like, you can still shoot with 50 3-pointer in this game and be reliable from the corner. So what's the point of having 90? That's kind of my case. And the fact that contested jump shots aren't really the best rate no matter what your three-pointer is, it just kind of diminishes like good shooting ratings. And I feel like to be able to shoot well in this game, you should have to have a good shooting rating as well as be good at timing your jump shot. If you can time your jump shot really well, I feel like you still shouldn't be able to green every single shot you take, even with 50 3-pointer. That just doesn't make that much sense to me. But anyway, to get back to commentating the gameplay and just talk about this ISO stuff, you can see again playmaking takeover. It's gonna be tough for me. I gotta play him tight. But like then again, if I do play tight, you can just get right past me. I'm also trying not to get broken. Now takeover pops off, but I do have 3 fouls, so keep that in mind. And when I get my 4th right here on this next possession, I believe, it gets a lot more tough for me to guard him, so we ended up switching kitchen onto him. And this is where his lock takeover also kind of comes into play too. So you're gonna see, boom, I thought he's gonna move the ball hand back to the left hand right there, and I was going to go for a steal on that. And I feel like I was going for pretty good steal timings in this game as well. I feel like it shouldn't be you know, it shouldn't diminish what kind of defense I was playing in the first place. But anyway, kitchen switches on the ball now. I'm low on, you know, I got no more fouls to give, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that. And as soon as he does get on him, boom, wide open shot that probably should have been blocked. I still don't understand how that's a wide open shot, and then how slashers can also miss like easy takes like that. Meanwhile, you got a playmaking shot creator who probably has super minimal close shot right there, and he's like 6'1" or 6'2" taking shots up like that. It's real frustrating how this game's interior works, whether it be interior contests or interior takes, whichever it may be. Anyway, he gets the hop right there. Honestly surprised he didn't make that one if he made the one before that. But anyway, now he's low on stem. I'm already knowing, so I'm watching the lob. That was already something that was completely, you know, aware to me. But anyway, you can see 6 for 11, 2 turnovers. The lock is 2 for 2 in that situation as well. But we finally get the ball back, all right? So this is where I'm thinking, okay, even through all this nonsense, we still have a pretty good chance of getting through this. Now, this is where I was going to tell y'all about this. So I was telling you about that pre-switch, right? How I tried to like dive really early in the beginning of the game. Now, this is where I was intending to do that on this. However, he kind of bodied me up, and that's where, again, I should have done it right there as well, but I didn't. So this is where I want to like kind of transition back to the pick and roll talk now that we have the ball back. Is I want to explain to you guys how much chemistry, communication, and just stick skill that this stuff takes, whether it be from both sides. So I just want to explain which takes more skill to be the point guard, Kitchen or their point guard. In my opinion, it's Kitchen. Which takes more skill to play the two, my position or the lock who's sitting corner? In my opinion, it's my situation as well. It takes a lot more, like, you know, reading and IQ and stuff like that too. However, I understand I don't have time of jump shot, so that is one thing that you could throw out there. Matter of fact, I'm going to leave that up to you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think is harder to fit in on, whether it be an inside big or a spot up in the corner. Just let me know what you feel. In my opinion, here's where I sit on it. It's very easy to learn how to play as an inside big, but if you don't know how to, and if you haven't learned, then you're a complete detriment to your team. You don't know absolutely anything. And if you just stand there and hold B, they're going to double team your point guard. If you don't know when to roll, how to slip, and all types of stuff like that, you're going to create so many problems for your PG. So anyway, again, I just feel like in order for us to run this lineup in the proper way, you need to have so much chemistry, communication, and understanding of each other. And you're going to see so many situations like this right here. Boom. Nice lob. That was like a great instance of, you know, a great alley-oop, good timing on the roll, good screen, all that stuff like that, good dribble moves to get like everything all situated properly. But it definitely takes a whole lot to make all this like pick and roll stuff work. So you're gonna see right here, what's going on here is they've switched once, right? So now they have the lock on Kitchen, they have the point guard on me. What we probably should have done is just have me come get the ball, but that can be tough because then they can just switch the lock back onto me and it just wastes a lot of time, right? So what I like to do instead of me dominating my matchup is run this rescreen slip, is what we call it. So once they switch once, they're bound to switch again. A lot of you who are subbed to me already know about this. We've reiterated it like thousands of times on the channel. Now, this is one of my beliefs or ethics, if you will. Like, this is just kind of one of my rules with the small locks at the big man spot, because when I'm running into this, I'm trying to get that lock to switch onto me. However, I have a lot less speed than him, and those dudes that have crazy speed on that backside because they're so small, it can be really tough to work these slips against them, especially when it's two of them, like a small point guard and then a small lock. I'm talking like 6'5", 6'6" lock. So anyway, long story short, I slip early, right? And I get between the gap. However, the point guard is still kind of clogging that up, or like clouding up the lane right there. So really what I guess should have happened is Kitchen should have just hit the step back jumper right here. But again, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Pick and roll requires supreme like communication. It requires a lot of reading, understanding, communication, all types of stuff like that. And it can really, one mistake is as easy as that, and it's all just based on, like I said, lack of communication and lack of understanding. So you see, end of game right there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to secure the W. However, I like to keep y'all on your toes as far as the content you watch from me. I don't want to just post, like, I've probably posted like 8 losses on the year on my channel. It's just some of y'all may not have seen all the videos. But anyway, again, I like to keep y'all on your toes, and with these types of videos, I like to kind of, you know, drive a point forward. This one was, you know, ISO takes skill in nBa2K20, like stuff like that. But as well as I wanted to put y'all on to some IQ stuff, teach you based on my mistakes and help you guys learn, maybe improve in your own sense as well. But anyway, you can see final box score right here. Point guard had 17 points. However, he was 7 of 12 with 2 turnovers. It is what it is though. I mean, and I had my 2 turnovers as well. Unfortunately, a couple of them were kind of like weird situations that like didn't really make any sense. Like if you go back and if you guys watched the video, I'm sure you didn't even think that I had like 2 turnovers, honestly. But I also didn't have any rebounds. However, that is one thing as well with the pick and roll versus ISO. With ISO, you know, I'm not around the paint unless I'm guarding ball. And unfortunately, sometimes the ISO leads to easy O boards just at the fact that the dude is more near the ball than me. It's kind of just like there's no like logic, I would put it like that, to like ISO when it comes to like rebounding against ISO. There's no logic to it. It's literally just complete randomness. But anyway, one thing I want to wrap up on is show all the new people to the channel my build that I was working with in this video. So as you can see, this is the finisher. It's sort of my hybrid inside big build, and you can see I'm at 99.0 right now. At 99.9, it's just a masterpiece as far as like all types of defense it provides, and then like, you know, hybrid playmaking ability. And I still do dunk pretty often on this, but like I said, I'm at like 86% in that clip I showed you guys. But I just played that 1v1 the 1v1 event in the park that was going on, and I had double rep off the wheel as well, so I was getting ×4. So now I'm up to 94%, and all I can say, man, is that Elite 3 is coming soon. I don't have the most VC. However, I bought this little bought this little thing right here. But anyway, just to wrap up my thoughts, let me know what y'all think as far as like ISO and 2K20, what you think of it. I did a poll about a week ago where I tagged like steezo, G-Man, ISO community, like Twitter profile and all that stuff, and was asking what everybody thinks the most skill-based ISO game was, and as far as like the last 4 2Ks. So I'm talking, we got 20, 19, 18, and 17. And the poll by far showed that 17 and 19 people felt took the most skill to ISO. And in my opinion, those are the ones that had the least exploits. Like 18 had snatchbacks and you know, contested like all types of just blow-bys, contested mid-ranges off the snatchbacks and stuff like that. And 20 obviously has the, like, you know, the easy hop dunk life and stuff like that. However, I will say 20 is probably the hardest year for like a point guard that is like a playmaking shot creator. So as far as like this video title goes, honestly, the stuff that this point guard was doing actually did take a little bit of like skill. Honestly, like, to be real with y'all, it is very hard to ISO on like a playmaking shot creator like that. However, it is still pretty much easier than pick and roll in my opinion. But anyway, let me know what y'all think as far as like the feedback and all that stuff. And I gotta say, I've been killing it with this commentary stuff, man. Like, my confidence is like really high as far as just being back in the groove of the commentary and stuff. Life's just going good. I'm like kind of just like killing it, I guess, man. So anyway, appreciate y'all sticking through with all this stuff, and let me know if you really like the free flowing commentary rather than like the constant cuts and stuff like that. I've been doing both pretty recently, but anyway, let me know what y'all think. Anyway, appreciate all the support and love. I know I'd be stretching the end of these videos, but I hope y'all enjoyed. None of that. Oh yeah, if you made it to the very end of the video, put 8 in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through to the very end of this one. But anyway, that's all for the vid. None of that. Take it easy, man. Peace.